welcome back. You with us here on Opening Fire. The management at Ujjivan Finance, the new IPO today, is joining us. Ujjivan Financial Services, beg your pardon. Sudha Suresh is CFO. Ma'am, thanks very much for joining us. Good morning. Prashant this side. Congratulations on a strong debut, day one. Just tell us a little bit about, your company, the kind of work that you're doing. We know you're based out of Bangalore. Microfinance is the area that you work in. Just some more details, ma'am.
And thank you very much. We've had a great listing. And Ujjivan has built in 10 glorious years of its business and microfinance, set up with a mission to provide a full range of financial services to the economically active poor. We have moved from strength to strength, and today we stand proud as the most geographically diversified microfinance institution in the country. We have 470 branches spread across 24 states and 209 districts. And as we grow further into a small finance bank, we will be establishing more and more branches which are in the underbanked and unbanked areas. Ujjivan has grown steadily, and today, with an AUM which has crossed 4,600 crores, we have customers which are more than 30 lakhs. We have a customer retention ratio of about 88%, built with a strong customer connect and built as a customer-centric organization. In terms of our employees, we have 8,000 strong force who are passionate about their work and who are committed to the social cause. So working in the social sector and still making a commitment to growth and profitability, we have been able to give excellent returns in terms of the long run to our investors also. Some of our early investors who have been with us for years, and some of them continue further with us. And some of them have made their exit through the OFS in this recent IPO. Ujjivan as a philosophy believes in being the best across all customers.
Allow me to come in. Your assets under management for at the end of March is...
And to be the best across all the stakeholders, be it customers.
I think there's a bit of a issue there. We'll just fix up the talkback through which she could hear me. So we'll just have that up, and then I just wanted to sort of come in there with a couple of questions. 14.5% higher on Ujjivan. It's at about 240. I'm looking at the 9-month AUMs, assets under management. I mean, this is the total stock of assets under management. That's 4540 crores. That's 4,540 crores. I mean, so this puts Ujjivan as, as a pretty significant player overall in the microfinance space. Just waiting for that line to come up, and I guess we could go across to the management at the company once again. Sudha Suresh, CFO, we've been speaking with her, and she just outlined the basics. I mean, the crux of what the company does, etc. Okay, so that is the company in under discussion. I just want, while we fix that up, I just want to take a quick look at the Nifty as well. We're down about 21 odd points. The Sensex is down about 50 odd points or so. Let me just quickly take a look at the Nifty 50 stocks and see what's happening. Lever actually is up 2% or so. These are what, 10 odd stocks out of 51 stocks now, of course, which are higher. So overwhelmingly, stocks are lower today. Dr. Reddy's is up about 1.8. BHEL is up about 0.98 or nearly 1%. Tata Steel is 3/4. Axis Bank is up about 0.75% as well. Tata Motors, DVR, ONGC, Hindalco, Tata Power, Eicher. These are some of the top losers on your screens as well. Okay, I'm being told that we've got the management back with us. Ma'am Sudha Suresh, CFO, Ujjivan Financial Services. Ma'am, we lost the line there for a bit. I hope you can hear me. So your total loan book is how much, ma'am? I understand at the end of December 16, that was 4540 crores. What is the number now?
Yes. Yeah, so actually we have grown much more as per our plan and targets over the last quarter also.
Right. Ma'am, you would be the #2 player in terms of loan size in microfinance?
So I think we would be the number 3 player.
Number 3 player. When you said you're geographically the most diverse company, could you tell me roughly what states you work in and how much, in terms of the loan book, how is it spread across states?
Yeah.
The big ones at least.
Yeah. So as we said, we are spread across 24 states, and that was our mission to have a pan-India presence. Of course, the top 6 states that we have with us currently are Karnataka, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and though we've expanded across all these states, we have ensured that no state has a share in the AUM which can be anything more than 15 to 16%. So these top 6 states hold roughly about 60%, and the rest is spread across the other states. However, we had never ventured into Andhra Pradesh. We are also not in states like Jammu and Kashmir, and we have consciously chosen our branch expansion strategy and plan across various states or districts, and we have a very stringent controls in terms of our branch expansion policy.
Right. No, and on what criteria do you expand? And when you said you never went into Andhra, can I ask you why? Why was that?
Yeah. So I think we were a very small organization then, way back in 2005-06 when we had set base, and we had started off in Karnataka, and the natural corollary would have been to move towards the other southern states. However, Andhra then was the mecca of microfinance. It already had the top 5 to 6 microfinance organizations which held almost the entire microfinance book. And in terms of our robust risk management policy, we thought it prudent. In fact, our board advice was not to expand to Andhra Pradesh, because there were other territories which were open spaces and we had ample scope to expand, rather than go into a space which was filled with competition.
Okay. What is the average size of loans you make, ma'am?
Yeah. So in terms of our group lending, the average ticket size is roughly around 23,000. And in terms of the individual...
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, and in terms of our individual lending, in terms of our group lending business, our average ticket size is around 23,000 rupee per customer. In terms of our individual lending, which is between 50,000 to 2 lakhs, our average ticket size is roughly around 65,000 now.
Right. Sorry, what is the difference between group lending and individual lending?
Yes. So the entire microfinance business is popularly known as group lending business, because this is where we have a joint liability group of 5 or more women, and we do the entire assessment of the group before we give loans to them, and this is under the group lending model. As far as the individual business lending is concerned, it is basically the micro enterprise lending, where we are able to give customers loans on an individual basis, where there is no such group formation and where the individual is responsible for their their own loan. In a group lending model, the entire group takes the responsibility, and hence it's called a joint liability group.
And in the latter case, which is individual, you said the average size is about 65,000 rupees. Individual.
Yes, currently. Yes.
Right. So this, say your book is about 5,000 crores. How much is individual? How much is group?
Yeah, so of our total AUM, we have roughly about 88%, which is microfinance business, and 12% constitutes other business, which is essentially micro enterprise lending as well as housing.
Right. No, so 88% is group lending, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. What is the rate of interest that you charge, ma'am, and how is it? I mean, could you give us some perspective in terms of how it has progressed over the years?
Yeah. So basically, in terms of the microfinance lending process, you may be well aware that it is the banks who lend to us, and we in turn are lending to these customers. What happens is, in terms of our operating cost, and for an organization as diversified across 24 states with 8,000 employees or so, the operating costs are also substantial. So we have a borrowing cost from banks, which is closer to, which was earlier maybe almost around 14-15% and progressively down. Currently, we have an average borrowing cost of about 12% from the banks and other financial institutions. In terms of our lending cost to our customers, currently we are lending at about 22%. In this, we are governed by the RBI regulations. So the RBI, post the microfinance crisis, had come with a set of guidelines, and they had, one of the indicators were that there should be a margin cap of 10%, meaning that the difference between the interest rate at which we lend vis-a-vis the interest rate at which we borrow can at no point of time be more than 10%. So we are all under the RBI regulations for the same.
What is the sort of gross NPLs? What are gross NPLs at?
So our NPA are just at about 0.25% right now, and this low level of NPAs is predominantly because of the model, which is the joint liability group model. The microfinance model is a great risk mitigant. Apart from that, we have a very strong credit function, and that has contributed significantly to keeping the NPA levels low. Unlike in some other organizations, the credit function is an independent function because we adopted the best practices of the back end similar to banks, and we have ensured that our independent credit function oversees the entire repository, starting from credit reviews, checks, back end processes, and finally into the credit bureau checks for each customer. Across the years, would
you agree that asset quality, I mean, it is proven that asset quality risks are well contained in the business?
Absolutely. And I think we have proven it because even during the
You began by saying that there's a fair element of social cause involved as well in your work, right? How do you reconcile? So your NPLs are 0.25%. How do you reconcile making a margin of 10% and lending at 22%? I mean, how does that tie in with the element of social? Yeah, sorry, go on.
So let us say that we are not an NGO. Ujjivan was set up with a mission to be a profitable organization in the social sector. And as we have grown, we have ensured that our best practices that we have, the back end typically of banks, along tied up with the elements of robust risk management and great growth, we have constantly endeavored to do both the things, to have reasonable returns for our company and the investors, and at the same time we've ensured that the lending rates are reasonable. So at some point of time in 2009, 10 and 11, we had high operating expenses, which was almost close to about 17. The OER ratio was close to about 17%, and from there we have seen a gradual dip in terms of our operating efficiencies, stat and volumes, contributing to an operating expense now which is closer to 7.6. So when you ask me to reconcile on the difference in terms of the 10%, please understand that out of the 10%, almost, the operating cost, which could be anywhere between 7.5 now, but which was almost 8 or 9 earlier, contributed to the cost aspect of it, and the final margin or the profits that we earned are net of that.
Okay. What are margins, by the way, ma'am, for the 9-month period that you have declared numbers for?
Yeah, so in terms of net interest margin, we have a 12.3% currently, and we will see how the NIMs play out over a period of time, because these are bound to be influenced by the factors of a transition into a small finance bank. On one side, we will have the CRR, SLR regime started from day one as we become a bank. On the other hand, we'll have also our operating expenses and costs increase because of our investments in technology. At the same time, we will have the benefits of lower cost of funding from banks. We do expect almost a 200 to a 250 basis points decrease in the cost of borrowing. All this will contribute in the mid and long term to build and to continue to have sustainable and reasonable returns as we become a bank.
Right. After operating costs and everything, the net interest margin is upwards of 12%, right? That's what we're looking at.
No, I think
the net margin is upwards of 12%. So it's very good for shareholders.
Yeah, so the net,
obviously, but
So the returns in microfinance business are very profitable. there are.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us, ma'am. Appreciate you coming on with that perspective. Thanks indeed.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's
Thank you so
Ujjivan
much.
Financial Services with that perspective this morning. All right, we should we take another break here, or we rather not? Why not just run through some brokerage calls now? So we've got more than a few. We've got CLSA coming in on branded apparel segment.